Okay, hello, welcome back to another video. Today we are playing D5, a Scandinavian defense. Of course, we're playing a modern variation of the Scandinavian, and if you take a little look to the right, what the hell is that? You can see my rating is 2293. This means that should I win this game, I will be 2300. Now, I'm going to post this video whether I win or lose this game, or in fact draw this game. You have no idea if I'm going to win, lose, or draw. Obviously, I post a lot of wins on this channel. I kind of cherry pick the best games, the most entertaining ones, etc. But given that this is a 2300 attempt, I don't know. I'm legitimately nervous, and I'm also just bleeding time, by the way, so I should probably move. Is my opponent going to go for... Interesting. If I take, they take with the knight. Yeah, so, okay, this video is getting posted regardless. So, hopefully that adds a little element of excitement here. Honestly, I might play bishop g4. Allowing the move f3, kind of similar to the Portuguese gambit, or they just take, fair enough. Kind of similar to the That makes sense. What? Does it? Yeah, I guess. God damn, okay. Bishop takes queen, you hit me with this, you're also then threatening the fork and threatening my bishop, which is very problematic indeed. So, I may not take the queen. I could give a check, but the point is that you could at the very least play bishop e2 and block. But I do feel as though the check is still most appropriate. Okay. Bishop e2, fine. I'm going to play knight c6 and look to castle as quick as I can. I mean, I don't want to let you play d4 easily. They've now castled. I'm going to play h5. Why the hell not? If you take this, I get an open h-file. I'm going to leave the bishop here. I'm just going to castle. We're still leaving the bishop there. If takes, and you take this with check, who cares? King b8, I've got my open h-file. I mean, almost certainly this is objectively complete garbage, but complete garbage is my middle name. I think, I mean, they've played h3. We've got a little hook here. It could be appropriate, actually, to take and then just go g5 and g4 very quickly. They still haven't pushed the d-pawn, and they're going to struggle to, given my complete dominion over that square. I think it's bishop takes bishop time. I think we have this h-pawn already pushed. They take with the rook and force me to move the queen, which of course makes sense, but at the same time, probably just gift wraps me knight d4 at some point. That's clearly an uncomfortable rook. The question is immediately, where do I put my queen? The answer to that question, I wish I had it. On g5 doesn't make any sense because of this, although maybe I could step back, not to g8 of course, but to g6. No, because I want to push my g-pawn and bite on this hook, you know? I want to tear this open, get at the king. So on to the g-file. I mean, queen f5 seems pretty reasonable, honestly. I don't think I want to push my pawn to f5. Maybe I'll put the pawn on f6 and support this if I need to somehow. But also with the queen on f5, we keep half an eye on interesting squares, you know, the h3, the f2 square. Maybe the bishop comes here and there are ideas. We kick the rook. There's some tactic there. Maybe once we've opened this, we get a rook on the g-file and we're threatening to take on h3 because of a pin. I feel as though queen to f5 makes a lot of sense. We're also far from being assailable to any of my opponent's pieces, really. I mean, the knight would hypothetically take 2 moves to be threatening my queen. The rook, I mean, okay, this rook is this rook is very, very strange on e2, but clearly you're not going here. They do push the pawn, but not to d4, giving me the opportunity to play, and I'm sorry, I'm not saying they should have played d4, but I'm saying my control of d4 has paid dividends here to some extent. Right, I should push one of these pawns. I need to be able to move this bishop. I think rushing with knight d4 might be ill-advised. I think I'd prefer to push at least one of these pawns first. Probably e5 is the most principled thing to do, but I'm thinking that maybe if I go e5 and you go bishop e3, then I don't have knight d4 forcing the rook to move because takes, and then takes, and you go knight here, and it doesn't feel like I've got a whole load there. Maybe knight d4 immediately is correct, because it's kind of hard to argue with in the sense that, like, where are you putting this rook? Nowhere with tempo. Okay, you know what, knight d4, I don't know why I was reticent to put my knight there. They do, okay, fine, fair enough. They do lift the rook up here. Now I'm thinking that maybe I play e5, cement this. I'm also not allowing any, like, rook f4 maybe. That would have been a way to threaten the queen. They do bring the bishop to e3, okay. Natürlich, ja, genau, alles klar. Now, at this point, I feel as though g5 is screaming out to be played. However, also bishop c5 is kind of screaming out to be played, just so that I'm protecting this, and if bishop takes, I guess I could recapture with my bishop. But maybe just a quick g5 is more appropriate, I don't know. Right, you know what? Because maybe the bishop belongs on d6, and then if you have a take here, you're opening this up towards the king. I don't know where my bishop belongs. It might be c5, it might be d6. I do know that I want to push this pawn. Now, that reasoning might not be fantastic, but I think it's good enough. g5, bishop takes knight. Probably just pawn takes, and the knight has to go to somewhere uncomfortable, and then I get g4. I'm going for this. This has to be, at the very least, extremely practically scary. I mean, if we flip the board here, I would be weeping if I were in white's position. This looks absolutely horrible. They, okay, step back with the knight. Oh, maybe to play c3? Can I not simply do this? I feel as though I'm biting, you know? I'm biting it. If you play knight takes, I play pawn takes, bishop takes, take. take. Ooh, okay. Here, knight takes. I'm most certainly losing a pawn there. The question is, do I care or do I care more about going for g4 quickly? I just feel like I really want to play g4 so that I'm dreaming of ideas of knight f3 check, takes, and opening this up somehow. Maybe bishop c5 is appropriate. Bishop c5 takes. Maybe then I take with the pawn. It's not obvious where this goes. Okay, I'll start with bishop c5, I think. I'd rather not just lose the pawn and then the center for no reason. I am now thinking, hold on, there is just c3. Maybe I should have gone for g4. I'm going to be annoyed if the engine tells me I should have gone for g4 because that's kind of, you know, in my heart and soul, if I were playing bullet or blitz, for sure, just g4, no hesitation. And I think I kind of talked myself out of that, but maybe it's more appropriate to do this first. If they do go for c3, I mean, it's not like I'm losing a piece, first and foremost, because I can play knight e6, but secondly, I could go here, then trade this, I guess. What if I just play g4 now? You take... I mean, this would have made no sense. Man, I'm so annoyed I didn't play g4. Okay. Don't hate the idea of knight e6. If you take, I can take here. I feel as though trading this... Actually, you're going to come into here, because that's going to be annoying. I just don't want to go for a big trade. Knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes. I just... I lose all the excitement. Let's go knight e6. I regret playing bishop c5. I think I should have been more ambitious and just gone straight for g4 and not worried so much. I mean, what is it? It was a pawn. They would have had tempo on a rook in the end, and I think that marginally scared me. I believe there's a police car. Sorry, I think I'm under arrest for not playing g4. I mean, that is absolutely criminal behavior. Ooh, interesting. They go here first. Now, I'm thinking I can simply step back to g6 and that I really shouldn't deliberate over this for hours because, I mean, what else am I going to do? Move the queen to f6? I don't know. Doesn't seem right. Now, you can take here. Holding onto this pawn was not my major priority because then I get bishop d6 and then we don't trade anything. The attack is very, very, very much alive and well, and I should be able to then play g4, open some stuff, slide the rook, maybe play knight f4, and I think I'll keep enough pieces on the board for this to be an absolute storm of pieces towards my opponent's king. So, rook e5 doesn't convince me. Bishop takes, knight takes, then rook e5. I guess then I could take on d3, right? So if bishop takes, knight takes, rook here, I take on d3, you're not up any material, there's tempo here, and I'm threatening some kind of discovery attacking the queen, so there's no way you take here. There's simply no way you take here. I mean, it would be very pleasant if you did, because that is... Am I being an idiot? Knight d3, right? I attack the rook. Equal material still, but look at this pony. Look at this pony. I'm attacking your rook. We've got potential discovery inbound. I mean, knight f2 might literally be a move. I doubt I'd want to pick up the b2 pawn, even if I could take it for free, because we just open up the b file, and that seems extraordinarily dangerous. And I've got, like, g4 coming. Maybe h4. Maybe h4 then g4. Who knows? Maybe f5. Maybe you just throw all the pawns. But immediately I'm suspicious with this bishop takes, knight takes, rook e5 approach. Okay. Now the question is, do I even make use of this discovery, or do I play queen b6 for the nastiest little bit of board geometry? If queen b6 is then rook f5, then here, I mean, it still looks good. I'm kind of thinking my opponent might stumble into a bit of a trap here. I'm going to start with knight takes f2. You don't have a check with your queen, of course, nor with anything else, actually. In that sense, you've just got to move your queen, else I'm taking it with check. I mean, you could take my knight, and then I take your queen, and you go here, but then I go check and pick up the rook anyway. I think softening this diagonal, there might even be an instance after they move the queen, where I go knight h3, then queen b6, and pick up the rook. And I mean, even if I don't get the rook, there's a vague idea of knight h3 just to really tear everything open. Now I don't get queen b6 without them being able to take, which is annoying. And this is maybe slightly concerning. I do, however, get the move queen d6, and I can attack this. And if you play takes, then I don't know what, to be completely honest. Oh no, then I go queen f4. You have to move the king, and I get to take here at least, but then you take here and rook here, and this looks all very scary, and I have 1 minute on the clock. Okay, brilliant. I mean, this is just fantastic. 1 minute on the clock. Let's just push this. Whatever, dude. Absolutely whatever. Take here. I'm going to take here. You take here. I'm going to go here. You're going to play queen c7. I'm going to go king here. You're going to play queen mate. Okay, well, I guess I'm not going to do that. That does just seem to be a forced mate. They moved the knight, though, which I'm very grateful for. Now I want this. No, my flipping queen. Ah, my queen, my queen, my queen, my queen, my precious queen. Am I losing a knight here? Okay, you know what? Sack the knight. You just got to sack a knight at some point. They're going to take. Then I'd rather not get forked. So maybe king b8 actually just holding onto this is appropriate. Okay, g4's on the cards. Here's on the cards. I mean, this is all scary, but look how open this king is. I definitely could have played that so much better as well, and I'm slightly peeved. I mean, I guess perturbed is also an appropriate word, but I'm just not best pleased because I imagine there... I don't know if knight f2 was correct, but if it was... It feels like there should have been something. Maybe queen b6 first. I don't know. It felt like I missed a trick there. Now I'm just going to go here because I'd rather they didn't take on b7. They have this and potentially this, and Christ, I'm scared, but at the same time, g4. g4 is coming, and I'm going to play it. Why would I even hesitate? I thought they would go here to try and stop that. If you take, I go check, and then you move, and I feel as though you probably should be getting battered there. If you go back here, there's a check here, and I don't know. Allowing g4 there, I know I've got 22 seconds, but it's... oh dear. No, that hangs my queen. Here, hold this. Threaten this. Okay, 12 seconds. 12 seconds is a bit scarier than 22 seconds, I'll admit. It's about 10 seconds scarier than 22 seconds. We do attack this and attack this. If they go back to f5, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Just play queen c6 maybe? I mean, I just need to play on absolute pure instinct. I probably need to make another 12 moves in this game at least, so... I mean, I cannot be taking more than a second on each. Zero calculation. We're going to go absolute pure instinct and see. Oh my god, I forgot that 20 flipping 300 was on the cards. In fact, maybe I gain 6 from this and maybe it's not on the cards. I will cry if that's the case. You'll see me weep if that is in fact the case. Knight f5, I'm just going to slap the queen there. Whatever, there's a 1 second move. Here, I'll literally put the queen right back. As soon as I can take here, I'm going to take here. As soon as I'm not hanging my queen in doing so, I'll take there. Maybe here, I'll just go here, actually. Yeah, because then you can't immediately kick. Okay, sweet. 11 seconds. And a dream. If you take... okay, sick. That was a good move, I think, from me. Another 1 second used. I am now threatening... no, I'm not. But kind of close at least, and probably checks look extremely scary. You have no attack here. I think my next just pure intuition move is honestly this rook in, because this rook could maybe access here, whereas this rook doesn't really have any hope of accessing the h file with these two pawns in the way, so I'd imagine just rook hg8 check is going to be my next move, or rook d2 if they, for instance, come up here. Your king is beyond open, so I mean this should bode well for me. I'm also cutting this insane diagonal here, and if here, just move, okay. This should be really good, actually. If king up here, check, but then here. Let's go here. Because I don't think you can take that. So where is he going to go? Here? But then what am I doing? Queen here. Okay, fine. Just, I mean, queen b1's an interesting idea. I'm also threatening this knight. General infiltrations with the rook. Hold on. Queen b1. How do you have enough stuff? But then I have rook e8. You don't have queen here. You play knight here, rook e... oh my god. Oh my god. Stay locked in, because I could easily just... it was only +6. No! Honestly, I mean, there's very little, apart from the fact that I didn't break 2300 despite winning that game with 2 seconds left, that can ruin the fact that I somehow clutched that. Oh my god. Let's have a little analyze. Okay, so here we are in the analysis. I mean, definitely a mess. This is far too spiky for my liking, but I'd like to point out that... okay, my time usage is so... just, what is wrong with me? I had less than a minute left at this point. Now, that is... not far from halfway through the game. What a moron. I also blundered here. Queen c6? Queen c6 was a blunder. I don't remember playing queen c6. What the hell? I mean, it was all a blur. My opponent didn't really have significant advantage apart from after I played h4. I guess let's go through it chronologically for the sake of hopefully this making any sense whatsoever. Now, this knight e2 move is played precisely 0 times in the Masters database. Wow. Out of 6,842 games, 0 times is this played. Although, it's a damn reasonable idea. I wonder, the Lichess database, I mean, it's extremely rare. I mean, yeah, it doesn't even come up at the bottom here because it's played less than 0% of the time. Well, you know, whatever they round down to. It's extraordinarily rare. I took here, although c6 apparently. Damn it, because I really like these c6 ideas. Now then I guess they get d4, but I get like e5, and if you take, presumably I take and go here. Yeah, okay, I don't love that line. I think I'm happy with taking here. I mean, this is played so rarely that I don't feel as though I need to particularly prepare against it. I went for a reasonable idea. Bishop g4 was interesting. I was thinking that if I induce f3, that maybe softens up the king and I can simply move the bishop, spend the tempo inducing the move f3, and that could have been an interesting idea, as is in the Portuguese gambit. Queen, given the check, fantastic. Knight here. Then h5, best move, fantastic. I seem to play this very well. Queenside castle's inaccurate, but okay, realistically, if you take, pick this up, I guess... why would I not just play f5 there? Yeah, like f5, maybe bishop h3 is a try. But then I'm going g5, and this looks very, very, very scary. I've got g4 as a threat. If you play f3, I mean, surely you're losing somehow. I just play like e6, bishop c5 maybe, or... oh no, sorry, I'm a moron. I get check here, and then probably this. this move the bishop and play this. I don't know. Apparently that is exactly correct. Fantastic. Regardless, I would have been happy if they'd taken that. They go rook here. Taking is then best. Queen f5. I then found the best place, I believe. Very nice to put the queen. f5, I mean, all the implications that we talked about, fantastic. Then I think I should have gone for e5, right? Yeah, okay, fair enough. This is still reasonable. Rook comes up. e5 slightly inaccurate here. Damn it, it likes g5 straight away. Okay, this is unfortunate because I was... Then we go for g5. I was very excited. No. I bet g4 is the best move, right? It's up there, yeah. g4 would have been extraordinarily good in terms of the practical pressure it puts on. And also just, it was objectively excellent. Bishop c5 was too slow. c3, though, wasn't the correct punishment. They should have gone for knight g3 immediately. But instead they went c3. Knight goes back, then queen here. Yeah, okay, takes. They pick this up, knight d3. Right, so we end up in a position, you know, vague equality, but it's taken me 5 minutes longer to get there than my opponent. I've obviously got some practical ideas. They move the rook. I failed to punish it. God damn, this wasn't even a great game. Should I have gone queen b6? I'm so stupid if I should have gone queen b6. I should have gone queen b6. Here, then just take on f2. That's legitimately painful to look at. Obviously, here, the queen's hanging. If you move the queen, I mean... Hello. I also don't even have to go for that. I could go for like this, right? Okay, I can't believe I didn't play queen b6. That was, I noticed this, I noticed all the pressure it put on, and then instead, I guess vaguely hoped my opponent took... That doesn't even make sense. I just didn't think about queen b3 would stop me then having queen b6, which made a lot of sense. Then, okay, what's their punishing move here? Should they have taken this? No, they should have gone here, which I completely knew because here, check, here, mate. So, I mean, I don't know why they didn't go for that. I'd have probably just sacrificed this, pawn takes, and then, I don't know, come across to defend and hopefully still had interesting practical ideas. I don't know, actually, I might have been forced to go queen b6 there. Takes, here, takes, then they save the knight, and I'm just losing. Yeah, that was clearly a foolish approach, and I can only apologize for not playing queen b6 instead of knight f2. I had a great position. Queen b6 is the most obvious thing. I saw it. Don't remember why I didn't play it, really, but... Okay, fine. They didn't find the correct punishment, and from this point onwards, I believe... No, not quite here. Well, this is when I had less than a minute. So, I take here, which is, I believe, one of the best moves. Fantastic. Then I move the king, of course, because I'd rather not, you know, lose my queen. Then b6 is a blunder. What? Hold on, the computer likes g4. You just let them take on here? Presumably play king a8, and then you're taking here. Oh my lord. That is absolutely insane. The knight's hanging. I'm taking here and then threatening mate on g2. The rook's coming in. What? And you just don't have a follow-up here. That's completely ridiculous. I mean, if something like this, like an Arabian mate, or, you know, these ideas just don't work because I'm going here and mating you. Wow. Okay, so g4 earlier was the lesson for this game, but then from here, with 23 seconds on the clock, g4, queen d6, this, I then had a far more punishing move. Apparently queen d2, which definitely makes sense, but also I don't see the immediate follow-up. Like, what if they move the knight? And I guess I just take here and I'm threatening the mate, and this is open. Okay, so infiltrating along the second rank with the queen rather than doing so with the rook would have made some sense. Missed out on that opportunity immediately. However, from here, 11 seconds left. Honestly, not a fantastic game that I'm exceedingly proud of otherwise, except for, with 11 seconds on the clock, taking here, giving the check here, sacrificing the rook as best. Queen to... Okay, that's really nice. That is really nice. Playing this in 1 second to put pressure on the knight to threaten the queen b1 idea. Like, this is here. Go for the queen b1. Give the check. I mean, hold on. Did I find a mate in 7? A mate in 8? It was mate in 8. And then it's mate in 7. Then mate in 6. Then they mess it up and it's now... Oh, damn it. Okay, no, I had something slightly more accurate. I had... Queen takes here, mate. And if king takes, then you can't put anything on b1 anymore and you get mated like that. Rook d1 would have been unbelievable. I'm still exceedingly happy with queen b1, obviously, with 6 seconds on the clock. Then the check, then the mate. Of course, they could have gone for rook here, then this and then mate. But no one cares. Oh my lord. 11 seconds, absolutely Super Saiyan stuff. I mean, that is locked in behavior. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I cannot believe that I got to 2299 instead of 2300. That is absolutely unbelievable. But thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Hopefully that end was entertaining. Check out the Patreon if you want to see more videos like this. It would massively support my channel. I am nearly, oh my god, I'm a month away from doing this full time, or at least trying to do this full time, so we'll see. So, you know, if a weekly bonus video and your name included at the end of all of my YouTube YouTube videos sounds tempting and you fancy supporting the channel, please check out the Patreon. Links in the description. I'd massively appreciate it. If not, I immensely appreciate your viewership regardless. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time in another video where I will, hopefully, maybe, fingers crossed, hit 2300. Oh my lord. Goodbye.